What's up out there, YouTube fam? I hope everyone is out there having a great day today. Let's get it. Before I get to it, if you are new to the channel, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. You know, it goes a long way when it comes to the reach of my videos and the message that I'm trying to get out there, everyone. With that said, today's segment, Jordan versus LeBron debate. This has been a debate since LeBron was about maybe 6, 7 years in the league. I think it really didn't become a debate until he actually won in LA. But with that said, let me give you my personal perspective on it. First of all, it's going to always be a gap when it comes to who do you think is the best. Each era has their best players. You know, the older generation of people, they might say it was Kareem. You know, my generation might say MJ. Okay, but if I was to ask people like my partner, Bear, shout out Rob, he would say LeBron and it ain't even close. Okay, I got to give an honest assessment of this because I wasn't around when, of course, Kareem was playing, but I did get to see MJ play and, of course, LBJ. I don't think it's a debate. And when I mean I don't think it's a debate, MJ was just different. That's no knock to LeBron. I have LeBron in my top 10. You know, now, if it was a longevity award or if it was just a pure stats award, LeBron would have the stats. But when it comes to the ceiling of these two individuals, it's not even close. MJ's ceiling was something that I've never seen before out of any other player. I would put Kobe closer to MJ than I would put LeBron. Being that I would put Kobe closer because he has 5, LeBron has 4. Kobe was 5-2 in the finals. LeBron is like 4-6 in the finals. He don't even have a winning record in the finals. On top of that, I don't think LeBron won first team defense maybe nothing but one time. Jordan did it like 10 times. Scoring titles is not close. The rings, Jordan never lost in the finals and he never seen a game 7. On top of that, when it comes to both ends of the floor, everybody remember the chase down block by LeBron. But man, MJ would do this on a night-to-night basis. You know, the block that he had at 39 years old in Washington, the two-hand palm block coming back on the other end, that was ridiculous. The reason why LeBron blocks stand out so much is because when it happened and who it happened to that 73-9 Warriors team that he defeated in 2016. Another thing, we all forget that in 2016, yeah, he brought Cleveland a championship. But a lot of people is not going to like the fact that he got a quote-unquote stimulus package. And what I mean by that is Draymond Green needed one more technical to miss a game. So LeBron took it up on himself to antagonize him and jug him into a technical. He stepped over the man. First of all, he teabagged him. And when he didn't get the result that he wanted, him and his coach, on their day off, went to the front office and complained for it to get overturned. He was Devin Haney before Devin Haney was Devin Haney. You can't make this stuff up. So, with that said, the game was played, and the next day, they changed the foul from a regular foul to a flagrant so Draymond could get suspended. Now, you would say, but man, they still had a couple of more games. That was just like game 3 or 4. He had a couple of more games. Yeah, but the momentum swung in their favor. With that said, this guy, the level of petty and what he would do to actually win, I don't respect it. If you can't beat me mano a mano, man for man, team for team, then I don't respect it. You needed unfair advantage to get over the hump. You know, another thing with the Jordan and LeBron debate. When Jordan was winning championships in the Eastern Conference, it was the Beastin' Conference. He had to go through New York, Indiana, Detroit, the Cavs. All these teams was good. A lot of these teams don't have no rings because of MJ. LeBron, when he went to them 9 straight finals, Boston was old. After Boston lost to him and he went to his first one, they wasn't really in the running like that no more. It was no one over there in the East to challenge him. So that's why he went to the finals every year. The teams that Jordan took down in his 6 rings, the Supersonics, Gary Payton, the glove don't have a ring because of MJ. B. Karl Malone, John Stockton, Jeff Hornacek with Jerry Sloan them, they don't have a ring because of MJ. Reggie Miller don't have a ring because of MJ. Patrick Ewing, John Starks, Larry Johnson, these guys don't have a ring because of MJ. MJ was not only called Black Jesus, he was called the Black Cat. And to my knowledge, he was feared. Don't nobody fear LBJ, and I'm going to tell you why. Fear is a sign of respect. We hear all these stories from KG to Cyberwalker to Vernon Maxwell to Patrick Ewing to Magic. We hear all these stories about the level of pettiness MJ had if someone wronged him or critiqued him in his mind. He had a funny way of getting motivation from anywhere. So LeBron, on the other hand, not only did no one fear him, a lot of these guys didn't even respect him. Example, Lance Stevenson blowing in his ear, people pushing him. Like the level of disrespect that he would be subjected to, people wouldn't even think about doing that to Mike. Now, don't get me wrong. Mike done had some roughs ups and some scuffles. Everybody know about his beef with John Starks, with Reggie Miller, things like that. But if you go back and you talk to these guys, they would admit, man, I shouldn't have did that. A lot of these guys, when it comes to LeBron, they still have that same type of energy. I don't want to come off as a LeBron hater because I'm a Laker fan, and LeBron is a great basketball player. But we're talking about who's number 1, numero uno. And I think it's kind of unfair, really, when it comes to comparing different eras because the rules are different. And with that said, the way MJ got treated when it comes to the rules and the bad boy Pistons and the Knicks, they used to beat him up. They had a Jordan rule. If he went up, take him out the air. In this day and age in the NBA, you could barely even touch the players. Now, you got certain players that get away with stuff. We used to see Harden get away with stuff. We would see Luka get away with stuff. You would even see, like, it's another one, Shea, SGA get away with stuff. People be complaining. You got your floppers and stuff like that. But, man, the level of physicality from the 70s, 80s, and the early 90s, it was ridiculous. Even when Shaq was on the bubble and with Shaq Diesel, he wouldn't get the same type of calls that they're getting now. I just felt like, oh, well, he's too big. He can handle it, but that's why they created the hacker Shaq, to say, just foul him, let him shoot free throws. But with that said, it's not even a fair comparison because MJ, as hard as it was to play within those rules, all those fouls and stuff like this, the man still scoring tight after scoring tighter, defensive player of the year. He never seen a game 7 in the finals. The first time he beat Detroit, they didn't even want to shake his hand. And Detroit never went back to the show again. They never seen the big dance again. So I think you got to put some respect on MJ name. I think you have to put some respect on Bron name too. But he can't get number one. Now you can say he's number one because of how long he played, and I gotta be honest, the things that he's doing at 40 years old, it's ridiculous. I'm making a point here. MJ, we all know, won 3 in a row, and he took a year and a half off because of the incident with his dad. In that year and a half, he was sitting around playing golf, smoking cigars. He came back, won 3 more. Both of his three-peats, he never got to run back. Most people think he could have dominated the whole 90s. He could have won 8 in a row. LeBron went back-to-back after going join a super team. Without joining the super team, he wouldn't even had a back-to-back. He needed a D Wade. He needed a Ray Allen. He needed a AD and Dwight and them. I'm not saying that Jordan didn't have good players, but Jordan had one great player. LeBron has played with multiple great players. Could you imagine if Jordan was on a team with D Wade, Chris Bosh, and all these guys? Could you imagine if he was on the team with AD and he would have won too? So I think he would have won more than LeBron have won because of his ceiling. That's why I base the GOAT debate not off purely and solely of the numbers, but of how high a guy's ceiling was. And being that I watched Jordan and LeBron, both of them play, LeBron is here, Jordan is here when it comes to their ceiling, that clutch gene, that killer instinct gene. Jordan ain't never had to be hypnotized in order to get his mojo back. In the Dallas series against the Mavericks, a lone superstar, a lone Hall of Famer, Dirk Nowitzki, LeBron had to be sedated because he couldn't mentally wrap his mind around the task at hand. Name me another superstar that had to go see a shrink and they had to wave the little thing in front of him and tell him, you can do it, you can do it. I think I can, like the Lee and Janae could. That's not a sign of the Mamba mentality, the clutch gene, So with that said, he's here, LeBron is here. That doesn't take away from his greatness. That doesn't take away from what he's doing at 40 years old. But man, we need to stop this with the with the Jordan and LeBron comparisons because it's unfair. It's unfair to LeBron for people to keep coming out and bashing him saying, you ain't him. Because we all know that this ain't that. So when it comes to Jordan and LeBron, that is not that. Another thing about the debate that I don't like. Jordan would hit anywhere on the court. Anywhere. If you told him he couldn't do it, he was going out and do it and to prove you wrong. Prime examples. The finals against Portland. The coach was talking smack. Oh, he's a great 2-point shooter. He can drive, but you take him outside the three, he's non-existent. The man come out and boom, 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 boom. Before you know it, that's what the infamous, with the three. So his level of competitiveness, the fire that he had to prove people wrong, and he had more in his bag of tricks than LBJ. Over a period of time, LBJ got better at the three, but he was never a good 3-point shooter. I'm not saying that Jordan was a great 3-point shooter. Just in his era, they didn't shoot threes like in the modern NBA. But just because they didn't shoot them doesn't mean that he couldn't shoot them and make them. LeBron would shoot them and just be shooting them and they'd be hitting the side air ball, the backboard. So he works at his craft. He's a great player, but he's not MJ. So post-up game. MJ can do whatever to you. Besides, everybody that I know think he was the greatest 2-point basket getter we ever seen. He was money when it came to the 2-point shot. Most of his biggest signature shots came from a jumper. The fadeaway, the turnaround jumper, the switching hands in the air, athleticism. I would have to give it probably to LBJ because he's bigger, he's faster, he's stronger. But when it comes to just sheer will and determination, it's not even close. Yes, LeBron is a locomotive. Yes, LeBron could bully his way into the paint, which I think a lot of those was offensive fouls. I'm not saying that MJ ain't get the benefit of the whistle because we both know the stars get the benefit of the whistle. But man, we got to quit this. We really got to quit it. Until I see somebody get 10 scoring titles, Defensive Player of the Year in the same year, scoring title in the same year, win a ring, I don't even want to hear it. I really don't want to hear it. I'm not saying that LeBron could do anything to surpass him because them 6 losses or them 6 losses on his record. He can't take them 6 losses away. And one of them rings, we know he got a stimulus package. So with all that said, yes, MJ went to complain on Zeke about the dream team. I'm not saying that MJ is a better person than LeBron because LeBron might have him in that aspect. But just pure basketball, it ain't even close, y'all. This ain't that.